Hello, if you are seeing this message, holy moly, your guides want you to know that you are moving on from a terrible, toxic, heavy situation. And while the moving on feels still heavy and difficult and confusing, and like maybe you don't know who you're supposed to be, you are moving into this embodied, empowered, confident, just like gorgeous, solar, warm, vibrant version of yourself. So if that feels like it might be for you, we're going to get into some cards and see what else your guides want you to know. Welcome back. I'm Kim, if you don't know. Yeah, we're just going to jump into it. I have a couple of decks here that I don't usually use that I felt like using. Like, I don't know. The vibes are something. So I'm going to use this honker first and just see if we can get any more information about like what your current energy is at and kind of where you've been and why we need to move on. Ooh, right away. Oh, babe. Ooh. Oh, I love this deck. The vibes are always so good. Okay. The first few cards that came out. 10 of Cups. Came out with the 6 of Cups. Oh, and the 3 of Swords. You are meant for so much. If you are, I wish I could hug you. This energy just feels so like you are healing from something that has been a part of you. You're moving on from something. You're grieving something that has been a part of you for so long. I almost want to say your entire life. Like whether this is a person or a relationship dynamic or a way of life, or for some of you this is a belief system. Again, this is a collective reading, so take what makes sense, and if it doesn't make sense, it's not for you, and that's okay. But wow, babe, you are like meant, it's gonna be good. Like you are here for things to be magical and inspiring, and again, vibrant is a word that keeps coming up. I do feel like, okay, so for some of you, you're moving forward from a heaviness, but you're almost moving backward towards a version of you from before. Like this is kind of nostalgic, kind of inner child healing. Maybe you're revisiting things that you used to really enjoy, memories that you have that are very important to you to honor, and maybe like even creating new traditions, I want to say. Let me look at the rest of the cards that we got before I keep going on and on here. Wow, a lot of cups. 7 of Cups, the Sun. 3 of Cups, Judgment. 7 of Wands, the Lovers. Okay. Wow. Choices. Ugh. I hate to be like, you need to follow your heart. But there is just this energy of like, you're going to have to make some decisions, and those decisions kind of feel like, what are you willing to continue to be uncomfortable with? Like, because it shouldn't be anything. Like, so I'm almost feel like they're asking you to like, please make choices for you. Please make choices from what your heart wants, what your desires are. Make your choices from, like, make your choices to protect your younger self. Make your choices to become a version of you that your little self would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's us. I can't believe we did that. I can't believe we actually lived that life. Like, you're so deserving. And I feel like I'm getting this like combative energy. And it's not like physically necessarily, it feels more like misunderstood. Like I feel like for some of you, you have always been you. Like you have always been, this is an energy that I've actually been working through I feel like it comes up every once in a while for a lot of us that especially intentionally do inner child work. But it's this energy of like realizing that you have always been you, and that hasn't always been well received or supported or understood. And so I feel like you're being asked to like do it for you even if you're understood. Do it for you even if you're not going to be supported. Live your life because it is your life to live. You know what the choices are that you want to make. I feel like you are maybe someone who up to this point has been inclined to take a lot of people's feelings into consideration, and you're really being asked to try to move forward from that, especially with the Three of Swords, with the Three of Cups. That is really standing out to me in the sense of like, you can be around people that would celebrate you and that want to love on you and want to support you and want to see you succeed genuinely. And especially with the Judgment card, like you're not meant to be living like this. That's also why you probably feel so shitty about it, because you're not meant to be living in this rigid, unsupported feeling like people around you don't have your best interest. Like, you're not meant to be living in that energy. And so it is time for you to move on and follow the energy that feels good and new and fresh. Whew, okay, I'm going to use my spiral deck just to see if there's anything just a little extra that we can talk about before we move into our next deck. So what are the steps that we can take to move forward? Wow. Okay. The Devil, Seven of Wands again in another deck, and Temperance. You need to look at yourself. You need to, like, again, while it is shitty that like these people are not supporting you and not wanting what's best for you and not getting it and whatever it may be, that sucks. But you're still the one at the end of the day that is allowing it to impact your life the way that it has and the way that it is continuing to. And so it's up to you to alchemize that, to be like, you know what? I hear you, people who don't understand me, support me, love me, want what's best for me, but I am not going to subscribe to that. I don't agree. I think that I do deserve a great life and beautiful things and everything that I want because it's my birthright. Like, you, oh man, you have to kind of like put your foot down. And usually I would say, like, you don't have to like just cut everybody off and like whatever. Like, it can just be setting boundaries that like make sense and they can still be in your life, but you don't take everything on. But I feel like these people, I feel like it's a combination of these people and how they are to you, how they have been in your life, in combination with maybe how you are as an empath and as a human being. Like, maybe that's hard for you. And so I think that what would be better for you is to have a more clean break, honestly, because you are morphing into a version of you that is not meant to be. Like, obviously it is in the sense that it's a part of your journey, clearly. However, you are meant for such a more peaceful, balanced, harmonized life of reciprocity and support and being like, I just feel like you're supposed to be like, I'm getting this kind of like love bug energy, and I think that that is who your resting energy is and has the potential to be. And I feel like you haven't been allowed to be that version of you. And so it's really up to you to like really look at the situation and where you have maybe allowed yourself to be treated this way, and then be like, right, we're not going to do that anymore, and this is how I need to move forward. And again, alchemizing that energy, creating clean breaks where they need to happen, and that is up to you to decide. Yeah, because this is just like a fresh start in the way of how you are going to move through life. Like your essence is shifting is kind of what I'm getting. And I cannot stress enough how much this is going to impact your vibrancy, your vitality, your magnetism, your ability to manifest and create the life that you're desiring. The next deck that we're going to use is also a tarot deck, but it is an animal tarot deck, and so I was really feeling drawn to using this today. So we're just going to see what energy you can shift into, maybe some embodiment, more action steps, anything else your guides want to provide through this messaging specifically. Okay. All right. Oh, I love these. These cards are so stunning. Oh man, I can't believe I haven't used these in so long. Okay. We have 4 of feathers, which is the 4 of swords, and it's represented by the bear. How stunning are these cards? I need to pull these out more. I only use them for myself. High priestess, which is a bobcat or a lynx. And then we have temperance, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck because it's a rainbow zebra. Anyway, yeah. Okay, and again, we just had, did we not just have temperance from the other cards? So with the bear coming out specifically, also this is like rest and recovery, right? It's the 4 of swords energy. So this is like, don't feel like you need to make these decisions overnight. Like this is a process. This is heavy on your heart. It is going to be like, it's a big step. And so the other thing that's coming through is my baby laughing in the background. The thing that we need to remember is that when we cut people off, or when we go through a really big transformation, when we decide to change our lives, when we decide to step into new versions of ourselves, we do have to keep in mind, and this shouldn't make us do anything differently. However, I do think it's important to stay mindful and aware of when we quantum leap, when we evolve, when we make choices that are important and drastic and change our lives, the people who were in our life before and only knew the previous version of us, they are losing someone. And so I think it is important to like hold space for that and give grace to a certain extent. Again, everyone's situation is going to be a little bit different. If these people were assholes, then like don't. But, you know, when we start setting new boundaries with groups of friends, you know, if everybody's going out a lot and you're like, that does not align with the person that I'm trying to be, I'm not going to go out anymore. It's also important to remember that like they're losing a person that used to go through those experiences with them, and maybe they're in their own journey and maybe that was enabling that, you know what I mean? Like we just don't know what's going on, and we have to remember that we are someone to them as well. And so don't feel like you need to do anything drastic. Allow yourself to kind of sleep on it is what I'm feeling, and like you'll be able, and then you'll know, like, is this a clean break? Is this a distancing? Like it's going to be different for a lot of different areas, because I don't feel like this is just one person in your life. I think this is kind of the environment you've subconsciously and unintentionally maybe cultivated for yourself by being, for the lack of a better word, a little bit of a pushover, right? So like it is what it is. We're just going to move forward. Especially with the High Priestess card too, and with the Temperance energy, like you need to start acting like you are the bitch that you are, because what are you doing? Like you are so powerful and so intuitive, and you have all of this, like I'm getting like claircognizance, like you just have this knowing, like you're not an idiot. So like why are you surrounding yourself with people who like don't see your light, don't see how special you are when you should be? You deserve that. And with the Temperance card too, it's like you deserve to have so much more harmony and balance and magic, and You are in control of creating that for yourself. So it's up to you to start kind of moving the pieces around, like splitting up the energies, really do some reflection. I say this a ton in these readings because I just think it's so helpful, but like doing a life inventory and just really looking at different aspects of your life, different relationships in your life, and being like, right, what is working, what is not working, what is supporting me and who I'm trying to be, and what is not. And then start filling in the gaps. Like, I feel like it's so much easier when you can just see it, you know? A lot of you are going to be listening to this and be like, yeah, no, I know this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change. And that's great. But for some of us, I do think it's important to like visually be like, oh, because sometimes you can look at it and be like, oh, I did not realize how like separately I was living, or how differently I was living my current life to the life that I'm trying to live. But am I really trying to live it if I'm not showing up that way, you know? Anyway. We're just going to get an oracle card and then I'm going to love you and leave you. This will be some homework for you to do, some affirmations, some journal prompts, and whatever else your guides want to give us for this message. But oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see you go through this transformation, and I hope you'll tell me about it. We had the hidden portal come out and I put it back in because we've been getting that card a quadrillion times. So if you're like binging a couple of these videos and you keep getting the hidden portal energy, I also just pulled that for this month's pick a card that I posted a reel of, so you can go see if it comes out for you there. It's June's pick a card, and I did a short on YouTube as well. So that is just about like getting creative, which I think makes sense, right? Like you need to figure out the path forward for you because this is a collective reading. However, the other card that we just pulled is the Dreamy Escape card. So let me find this in the book and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. Okay. Dreamy Escape card is about wanderlust, hidden treasures, a looking glass, conscious dreaming, and sojourn. This is about visualizing. So if you have been struggling with, like, say you've been listening to this reading and you're like, right, Kim, that all sounds great, but I don't know who I'm supposed to be. I think it's time for you to take some time to try to access your third eye, because it is there. Again, we just had that High Priestess card come out. Like you're allowed to go there. Like it's yours. It's for you. You're being asked to allow yourself to daydream a little bit. Allow yourself to, right, if I ask you, if you knew you couldn't fuck it up, if you knew everything was going to happen exactly how you want it to happen in life, how would it now unfold? Like run with that energy. There are always opportunities for us to reframe how we look at a situation, how we're responding to a situation, even if things feel stressful or heavy or like we're unsure. We always have the opportunity to look at it from a perspective of like, this is serving me. This is happening for me, not to me. It is about regulating yourself, your nervous system, your emotional well-being, being aware of what you're internalizing, which again, we've already talked about a ton. Some of you maybe also might want to like actually switch up your environment, maybe take like a day trip, maybe go on like something that feels like an adventure by yourself. Like even if it's something as small as there's a coffee shop that you saw opening up and you're gonna go check it out by yourself, like a little mini adventure. Go for a walk, like go somewhere you haven't seen the scenery. I don't know. Switching it up, because I think the perspective shift, if you can make it happen like literally, it's sometimes easier to then get your brain power behind it. Okay, that's what I have for you. If you would like the affirmations, the affirmation for this card is, I am able to visualize and inspire my dreams. And the journal prompt, oh, there's a couple. How would I richly describe my own dreamy escape today? And how would I visually describe my current state of being as a dream gate? So just like, where are you at and where do you want to be? You are meant to be in a such much more empowered, like, just bad bitch energy. And I hope that this is your wake-up call to like make it happen, because it's in you and it is your natural essence and it is vital for you to tap in. We need you to be in that energy. We need you to stop allowing yourself to be walked all over, because babe, that is not for you. I hope this is helpful. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment for me, say hi down below, and I will see you in my next video.